My dear friends in the Philippines, here I am again with another message which has a special meaning for all of you and for your dear country as it is preparing for the 500 years of the beginning, since the beginning of evangelization. The theme that you have, which fits in extremely well with the journey of the church, but also with the journey of the congregation and also of the Institute of Mary Help of Christians. Filipino youth in mission. And the three words, I believe, are very familiar to us, both as Christians, as believers in Jesus Christ, but also as young people who are engaged in Salesian youth spirituality. And the three words, beloved, gifted, and empowered. And it's basically the three pillars that hold the Salesian youth spirituality. Beloved, knowing who we are, knowing where we are, being aware of our day-to-day reality. But at the same time, we are also gifted with the experience of faith, gifted with the Salesian charism, gifted with joy and optimism. This also has an implication. We are not simply there to enjoy being loved and to enjoy our gift. We are called to share them as a community, as a church. We are called to discover our vocation. And finally, we are called to go out and share. So the third word, empowered, has different meanings. Empowered to become who we are called to be. Empowered to become not only on a personal level, to become whom we are called to be, but as a community, as a group experience. Together, whom are we called to be? How do we get empowered in discovering the beauty of being together, but also the call of the gift of vocation, the call that each one of you has received. Empowered also to go out and share it. Don't keep it for yourselves. I remember when I was still in my teens, a priest came to give us a reflection. And he gave us a phrase which is still very strong in my memory, but also in my heart. He told us, love is multiplied by division. Love is multiplied the more we share it. The more we give out, the more we realize how much we are beloved, how much we are gifted, and how much we are empowered to be agents of change. The second point I would like to share with you, and I would like to encourage you because you have started a beautiful journey. Unity. Together. Pope Francis would say synodality. Synodality in the sense that has been very much reflected on in the last synod. We journey together. Syn odos. The Greek word actually is made up of two words. The first one is together, syn. Odos is the road, is the journey, is the path that we are taking. So my dear brothers and sisters, my dear young people, try to keep this in your mind as much as in your heart. Journeying together. There are going to be difficulties, there are differences, there are going to be moments where we might get a little bit nervous, where one simply wants to go his or her own way. Those are the temptations. And temptations are there to be recognized, to be interpreted, and to be dealt with. So when I was there this time last year, I was so happy. I spent one day with you, you remember, in Manila, and I still have that card that you gave me in my room. And every time I look at it, I say, great, keep moving on. The journey ahead is never easy, but it's definitely beautiful. It's going to be demanding, and being demanding doesn't mean that it's going to be happy-go-lucky. It doesn't mean it's going to be plain sailing. It's not going to be plain sailing, but there is no other way. We cannot move on each one on his own. We cannot move on each one on her own. We need to move on together. There is a famous phrase which occasionally appears on Facebook. If each one of us goes on his or her own, we might arrive earlier but divided. If we journey together, we arrive slightly later, but as a community, as a Salesian youth movement, not as a fragmented, divided, and disconnected people. The last point that I would like to encourage you is try to spread the movement. Make it a reality where people feel that they are loved, discover their giftedness, but they also discover the possibility to go out and do something about it. Empowered personally, but I become empowered to empower. That's the mission. The mission means that being called, I discover who I am, and I am happy that I discover who I am, but at the same time, I am called to help others to discover who they are, who they can be, and how much in their turn they can empower others. So basically, spreading the movement is not spreading an organization. Spreading the movement means witnessing, giving your own experience as a testimony of Jesus Christ. We spread the movement by getting deeper. We go out because we know where we stand, because we feel beloved by Jesus, we feel gifted by Jesus. It is Jesus who is empowering us to go out and spread the good news. My dear brothers and sisters, I would like to thank you once again, but above all, I would like to encourage you. Assume the call, assume the mission, discover the beauty of love, discover the joy of giftedness, and with joy and optimism, assume the mission to empower others. Together as a movement, Salesians of Don Bosco, Daughters of Mary Help of Christians, we journey together. Synodality, missionary synodality, we read in the final document and also in Christus Vivit. And we do it anchored in Jesus Christ. And I believe that the apostolic exhortation of Pope Francis, especially the first 3 chapters when he speaks about the Word of God and young people, Jesus, the eternally young person, and above all, our own call to holiness. May God bless you all, my dear friends. Keep moving on. God is with us, and Mary is our mother and teacher. God bless you.